Trump's schedule. 9:30 a.m. President Donald Trump will speak by phone with German Chancellor Angela Merkel from the residence. 10 a.m. Trump will hold a video conference with the NASA astronauts aboard the International Space Station from the Oval Office. 10:30 a.m. Trump will receive his daily intelligence briefing in the Oval Office. 11:30 a.m. Trump will hold a working lunch with ambassadors from countries on the UN Security Council in the State Dining Room. 2:30 p.m. Trump will sign a proclamation on Holocaust remembrance in the Oval Office. 3 p.m. Trump will host a credential ceremony for newly appointed ambassadors to the U.S. in the Oval Office. 4:30 p.m. Trump will meet with Defense Secretary Jim Mattis and Joint Chiefs Chairman Joseph Dunford. 5:30 p.m. Trump will participate in a reception with conservative media at the White House. 6:30 p.m. Trump will have dinner with Sen. Lindsey Graham, RSC, and Sen. John McCain, RS, and his wife at the residence. Other happenings. Vice President Mike Pence is cutting his Asia trip short by a day and beginning the return journey to D.C. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis is in Afghanistan. Press Secretary Sean Spicer will brief the press at the White House at 1:30 p.m. The Big Picture, from Politico's Rachel Bade, Burgess Everett and Kyle Cheney. President Donald Trump and Congress are on a collision course over government funding this week, as the White House demands money for a border wall with Mexico, and Democrats vow it will never see a penny. But just 5 days out from a government shutdown, Trump appears headed for disappointment. Democrats are signaling they're unlikely to cave, and Hill Republicans are already pressing the administration to fight another day. That means the White House is largely on its own in a high-stakes game of political chicken, weakening its negotiating position. Even Rep. Peter King, RNY, the former Homeland Security Committee chairman who wrote the 2006 law authorizing the wall's construction, said the White House should push for it later in the year. The face-off comes as lawmakers return to Washington following a 2-week Easter recess. Government funding expires Friday, leaving Congress little time to strike a deal. A White House push for progress on repealing Obamacare will also consume energy on Capitol Hill, even as a vote on legislation this week appears unlikely. The next executive orders. From Politico's Andrew Restuccia. President Donald Trump will sign a series of executive orders this week on offshore drilling, cybersecurity, veterans affairs, and agriculture, according to sources familiar with the administration's plans. The orders come in the run-up to the president's 100th day in office. By Friday, Trump will have signed 32 executive orders, the most signed by a president in the first 100 days since World War I. According to the White House, one order will mark the administration's first steps this week toward expanding oil and gas drilling in waters off the U.S. coast. The order will call for a review of the locations available for offshore oil and gas exploration, and of certain regulations governing offshore oil and gas exploration, the White House said. The looming 100th day. From Politico's Edward Isaac Dovere and Josh Dawsey. Democrats and Republicans agree the word of the week will be promises, as President Donald Trump's 100th day in office nears. The battle will be over whether they've been kept or broken, After angst from the president and senior aides over the 100-day mark, and anticipation that press coverage will be dominated by his failure to change Obamacare, the White House plans to spend the week telling Americans he has kept his promises from the 2016 campaign, according to senior administration officials and a planning document reviewed by Politico. Looking ahead. From Politico's Alex Eisenstadt, Republicans say President Donald Trump needs to turn things around fast, or the GOP could pay dearly in 2018. With the party preparing to defend its congressional majorities in next year midterms, senior Republicans are expressing early concern about Trump's lack of legislative accomplishments, his record low approval ratings, and the overall dysfunction that's gripped his administration.